Welcome to this YouTube channel. In this video we are going to talk about the top 10 lottery winners that were killed. Before starting this video, like this video, and subscribe to our channel for future updates. Money, as the cliche goes, isn't everything. And it could be the worst thing for some folks. While winning the lotto may seem like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, not everyone who wins the lottery lives happily ever after. It's not uncommon to read about a lottery winner who passes on the next day, or becomes bankrupt after only a few years. The big winner who has suddenly amassed a large sum of money faces a slew of new pressures. And, of course, newfound methods that can lead to disaster. Many people break under strain or have to cope with envious family members or loved ones, and many have turned to drugs because money isn't an issue. Sadly, some lotto winners are assassinated or slain during robberies. Even the wealthy face catastrophe, and a few people have died the day after winning the lottery. It appears that lottery big winners have been cursed. Some of the winners have had unusual deaths, have had tragedies, have been murdered, have committed suicide, or have died in an untimely manner. The following are the 10 lottery winners who were assassinated. Number 10. Gerald Musswagan. Gerald Musswagan, a Canadian with a wide grin, struck gold when he won the $10 million prize in northern Manitoba. Musswagan, a generous man, hurried out after earning his money, and bought a house as well as 8 brand new big-screen TVs for his friends. However, things took a turn for the worst after that. He started drinking and was arrested multiple times for various offenses. His logging company went bankrupt. Then he was arrested for sexual assault on a 19-year-old female to cap it all off. He eventually hanged himself in his parents' garage, destitute and depressed. Number 9. Billy Bob Harrell Jr. When Billy Bob Harrell Jr. won the $31 million prize in Texas, Billy Bob resigned his work, moved his family to Hawaii, and contributed tens of thousands of dollars to various charity. Regrettably, he signed a contract with a corporation to receive a lump sum payment rather than installments over time. As a result, he received significantly less than he had originally won. This, combined with persistent pestering about his money, and his wife's eventual departure, most likely pushed him over the brink. In May 1999, he was discovered dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound at his residence. Number 8. David Edwards. David Edwards, another huge spender, spent $12 million in his first year as a lottery legend. But, hey, in comparison to his total winnings of $27 million, that must have seemed like a drop in the bucket. David and his wife ended themselves living in a storage unit, after purchasing a Learjet, mansions, and a fleet of cars and wasting incalculable sums of money. Edwards died destitute in a hospice in Ashland, Kentucky, at the age of 58, after contracting hepatitis from intravenous drug use. Number 7. Jeffrey Dampier. When Jeffrey Dampier won $20 million in the Illinois State Lottery, he decided to invest some of his windfall in a gourmet popcorn shop. He also showered his sister-in-law, with whom he'd been having an affair, with gifts. Dampier's sister-in-law, on the other hand, had plans. She assisted in the kidnapping of Dampier, and subsequently shot him to death alongside her boyfriend. Number 6. Doris Murray. Doris Murray's entire life was about to become a reality, when she won the $5 million Georgia State Lottery jackpot. Unlike some other lottery winners, however, who spend their winnings, the mother of 4 maintained a low profile and continued to live cheaply. Unfortunately, her man stabbed her to death just a year after she won the lotto. When she threatened to break up with him. It was all about the money, according to family and friends. Number 5. Ryan McKechnie. When Ryan McKechnie, 31, won £40,000 in the Irish lottery in 2012, it appeared like life was giving him another opportunity, about $50,000 in US dollars. McKechnie, a former heroin user, had already quit before winning, and was raising his 3 children on his own. After their mother died of drug-related reasons in 2010. McKechnie was generous with his friends, but the money rapidly ran out, leaving him and his family struggling to make ends meet. Someone apparently thought he still had a stockpile of cash. In February 2014, he was discovered stabbed to death in his house. Number 4. Amanda Clayton. Amanda Clayton, a single mother, struck it rich in 2011. When she won $1 million in the Michigan lottery. Clayton, a welfare recipient, has previously struggled to care for her 2 children. Greed, on the other hand, is a peculiar creature. When it was determined that she continued to get food stamps after winning the lottery, she was convicted of welfare fraud and sentenced to probation. Clayton's deception of the government could have been motivated by a serious drug problem. She died in 2012, most likely from a heroin overdose. Number 3. Abraham Shakespeare. Abraham Shakespeare won $30 million in the Florida State Lottery in 2006. Shakespeare lived it up for a few years, virtually blowing through his money, until he mysteriously vanished in 2006. In April 2009, his body was discovered under a concrete slab. Suspicions centered on a lady Shakespeare knew, who had allegedly defrauded him of over $1 million. She even persuaded Shakespeare to hand over all of his belongings to her. She was eventually charged with his assassination. Number 2. Uraj Khan. Uraj Khan, on the other hand, should have honored his pledge to himself. He'd sworn off buying lottery tickets after becoming addicted to them. But the 46-year-old Chicagoan couldn't resist the temptation and had to purchase another. Bam! His winning ticket was worth $1 million. You're a lucky son of a gun. Khan awaited the first check of $425,000 with bated breath, having decided to cash out the ticket in one lump sum rather than in installments. Regrettably, he never received a penny of it. The day after his winnings were made public, he died unexpectedly. Natural causes, according to the coroner. A close family member, though, was not convinced. Khan had died of cyanide poisoning, according to another autopsy. His estate promptly cashed the payment after he died. Naturally, the local police agency now considers his death to be a homicide. Nonetheless, the case remains unresolved as of 2017. Number 1. Craigery Burch Jr. In November 2015, Craigery Burch Jr. won nearly $500,000 in a Georgia lottery. After a violent house invasion, he was found dead in his home from gunshot wounds. Armed thieves wearing masks and weapons barged into the 20-year home and demanded his money. Burch pleaded with them not to kill him in front of his children, according to his girlfriend, who rushed for aid during the heist. When the thieves couldn't find his wallet, he told them they could keep his bank card, but they shot him and fled. Burch has recently spent some of his $434,272 fantasy, 5 winnings on Christmas gifts for those in need. What do you think about this video? Do let us know down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.